Hey there. Welcome to the Second Lunch Podcast. We have a very special holiday episode today with a very special guest, Monica Nevi. Say hello, Monica.
Hello.
Monica, you have something very exciting
Hello.
you just recently recorded, holiday related. Would you like to share?
Sure, yeah, of course. About 2 weeks ago, we filmed a stand-up special, but it is a holiday special, so it's all jokes about the holidays and Christmas, and it's really kind of a weird idea, but it went really well. I'm excited about it, and so it'll be out within the next week on my YouTube channel. So just youtube.com/Monica Nevi.
Hell yeah.
It'll come out first for YouTube members, so spend that $3.99, you know, and no ads. So there you go.
So are you saying Christmas is a joke or that religion is a joke?
I don't know if it's, I mean, Christmas is definitely not a joke. I take that very seriously. There are plenty of, there's plenty of commentary about how I didn't grow up religious and I don't have a religious connection to the holidays.
Right.
I don't
Same
think
here.
at any point I say it's stupid if you do, but that's not my experience. The whole special is like my experience with the holidays and why I like them so much and stuff like that. And then, obviously why it's different as a parent and things like that. But I don't think at any point, in fact, the one time I mentioned that like we don't believe in God, I put it on my stepson. He said it.
My stepson
Not
doesn't
me.
believe in God.
Which is true. But it's, so I'm very like, it'll be interesting. I had just posted like a little short about the Elf on the Shelf.
Mm-hmm.
I got like backlash.
Really?
Yeah,
People
because
are that passionate about...
So when you put up YouTube videos, you select your audience, right? And I put, no, this is not for kids. I always do. I put, no, this is not for kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then people were like, kids can see this, blah, blah, blah. And so then I went in and like made it 18 and up, which like actually takes off your ads, like half your ads come down or whatever. And people were still commenting that. I was like, look, get your fucking kids off YouTube then. Like, why is that my fault?
Yeah, I mean,
They're
is
lying
that...
about their age.
Yeah, no, it was the only the only platform that people were upset was on YouTube. So I
Right.
guess kids are on YouTube all the time. But like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, nobody said anything about it. Just were like, oh yeah, we have an Elf on the Shelf
Like,
too.
as though your child couldn't Google, is Santa Claus real?
Right.
I
was like, keep them off of everything, all of the holiday season. I'm sure somebody's out there being like, hey, here's the conspiracy theory debunked.
Elf is very rarely on the shelf, too, might I add.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of shelves.
Yeah. You got to get creative real quick.
So we certainly have a Christmas expert, I guess, is what I was saying. But
I guess.
I did want to talk a little bit about holiday spirit. Cole, you did something very much in the vein of holiday spirit, so to speak. You decided to donate blood last week.
Oh, yeah, that's just... it's a good excuse to get out of work for an hour. They show up at my job site, and I'm just like, hook it up. Whatever it takes.
Oh,
You told
I
me
see.
it was holiday spirit. I like the
But
concept.
it's only an hour. They're like, are you lightheaded? Get back to work.
Yeah,
Who cares?
exactly. 22 minutes? Shit. I didn't burn nearly enough time. Yeah, I think giving blood, that's some generosity.
Hey.
Giving, or you just taking?
I love Christmas so much I bleed
The
red.
idea of giving.
It's better than giving to the Salvation Army or something,
I like the premise of
fair.
asking for like a toy airplane for Christmas and getting a vial of blood.
Just
Yeah,
getting
that-
him with his
The
pats.
kid's like, I'm B negative.
You
This
mi-
isn't even mine.
This isn't my type. Oh God.
Yeah. You ever donated blood?
Yes, I have, and passed out big time afterwards. One of those Michael Scott situations.
Yeah.
Scared everybody. You find out who's really a nurse when you do that.
Yeah. If I pass out, it's usually like, oh yeah, this way. But you got to get help if you pass out. It's like,
What,
we
you-
got to pick him up.
It's a nice, very nice way to call me fat, Monica. Thank
I'm
you.
just calling you fat. You're just bigger than I am.
Large.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they were concerned when I went down for sure. Definitely. It's not like me just you're right. I go down in a heap. I don't just go down, right? It's a big
dramatic.
thing coming down.
I pass out when they just take my blood for like blood tests or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've never given blood because I'm like, this
Yeah,
isn't
that's a
gonna go
big-
well. Yeah.
Yeah. We've talked about trying to get our dogs to donate blood. That's like a whole thing. But I can't imagine
How do you get their
a
consent?
less
Cole?
cooperative... there's a lot of questions.
Oh,
on
they're
that
like
front.
donating blood for other dogs.
Yes, exactly. And
It's a stupid thing to think. I was like, what? We're taking dog blood now?
it's going to the humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that just seems based on my recent experience of giving my cat shots every day, I just can't imagine them being cooperative.
Well, yeah. Oof, good.
I don't think they'd be down with that. Transition to Tinderella questions here.
Let's jump right into the questions.
Tinderella.
All right. Monica, we'll start with you. How long did you believe in Santa?
I was trying to think of this the other day. I don't really know. I mean, I'll be honest. I've never come out as a non-believer.
I'm sorry to out you in that way.
In fact, I knew my whole life that I was going to have to marry someone who would do that, who would be Santa. Like, I've never put anything in a stocking, you know, like I just wake up and make pancakes. That's not, So technically, I still going strong. I would say, well, when I was like 6 or 7, somebody told me, like the older kids told me.
Yep.
And at the time, though, I was still like, nah, you guys are just dicks. That's why you don't. That's why you don't get gifts, because you're an asshole. But I would probably, I think realistically, 6th grade feels right. So 11, 12, something like that.
I think for me, officially, on the record,
You came out.
is a non-Santa believer. It was, believe it or not, 8th grade. And this was more so not, it's not that I truly still believed in 8th grade. It's that it's kind of like me with religion at that point as well. I was like, well, I want to believe just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
You're getting your last rites on your deathbed.
I want to go to heaven and I want presents.
Yeah, when I watch a Christmas movie, like I still want it to be like, that would be so cool if that like really happened, you know? Or like there's new ones now. Have you seen the movie Noel?
Mm-mm.
It's Anna Kendrick. She becomes Santa. Like it could be a girl Santa. So I'm like, I want to fucking be Santa, right? Like I fucking want to be Santa.
Anna Kendrick, though, I don't want Santa to be odd. That would be very, very conflicting.
I mean, I'm glad
I like big fat guy. I think that's a good way to go.
Is that why it's a big fat guy? Because nobody's really like...
Nobody wants to fuck him.
Nobody's sexualizing Santa. Have you seen that sexy Santa guy that's like, you know, he's older, but he's like in shape and stuff. And he's
I also
like
think
fashion
young
Santa,
Santa.
and you're like,
I think
don't
young
know.
Santa was probably a ginger too. So that
I believe that's how he's depicted in the claymation versions.
Really?
Is a ginger. Yeah, I really
See, it
do
makes
think
good
so.
sense.
So
I didn't know that. Of course, we got our Christmas expert, so it's perfect. That was just an educated guess.
there you go. What about you?
It does open up things, though, to have... If you're going to have all these parents masquerading as Santa, it does help that we don't all have to be big fat guys with gray beards and stuff.
Right, like oh, you never caught him. You know, like you.
I had the same experience as Monica. I was told by somebody in like 2nd or 3rd grade, but I don't think I fully stopped believing until towards the end of elementary school.
How did you feel? How did that hit you when somebody told you Santa?
I mean, it was very like. I really don't think I believed it. There wasn't like oh my God, why didn't anyone tell me? It's like, I don't fucking believe you. You know, like, then who puts the gifts there, you know? Who typed up from Santa? My mom wouldn't write it because she knew we would figure out her handwriting, so she'd type up to Monica from
I
Santa
busted
or
my
whatever.
parents on the handwriting thing in like 3rd grade.
See, what happened was, because I never really told my parents, and my mom still does that. Like, we stay at their house for Christmas Eve. She started to get too tired. Like, she would fall asleep before everybody else, you know, because normally you're like, okay, time for bed so that you can go and do the stuff. She'd fall asleep. So a couple times I get up still at like 5:30 on Christmas morning. I know. My brother hates it too. And she like hadn't done it because she had fallen asleep, you know? So I was like, I'm going to start making pancakes. And she's like, oh, shit, okay, you know, like that. But yeah.
I definitely did that same thing, like getting up at 3:30 in the morning, like I'm waking up for a shift at the fucking coal mine, but I'm really just trying to sneak peek some presents, and it's like, oh, mom and dad have definitely not got around to that yet.
Yeah, my parents had like an invisible boundary we couldn't go past, you know, so we're all just waiting there like, fuck, come on, let's go.
It's so funny because with my stepson, like, we want to have to tell him things like that, but I'm up before him anyway still. I have these little Santa slippers that jingle when I walk. So once I'm like ready, like I go kind of get things set up, and then I put the slippers on, and then just like run through the house. And so my parents are like, God damn it! But then he's so excited. I'm like, at least somebody's here on my same page. I would call my brother when he lived in other places and wake him up, and if we were on the same time zone, he would get so mad at me. I'm like, want to hear what's in your stocking?
I like the idea of you being on the East Coast who are calling him something. He's like, it's 2:45 in the morning.
Exactly. Well, Santa already came here, so.
All right, next question. Chris, I don't. This is almost kind of a Gucci or Greasy question, but real tree or fake tree?
I'm gonna get some backlash here, but fake tree all the fucking way. Not even just put something pine smelling on it. That's really the only thing that the real tree brings to the table. The branches it gets all dry. You have to fucking water it. It gets everywhere. It's messy as hell. You're killing a tree for no reason. Actually, you're
we do not live a lifestyle that says we care about one tree, Chris.
You're cutting down a tree. Then you're torturing it. You're keeping it alive. Just to hang shit on it, and it's not even. I mean, come on, it's rude. It's rude, frankly.
Yeah, I mean the desiccating corpse hung up in your. It is a little Ed Gein, but
yeah. Also, it's like they're like $100 now for a fucking tree that's gonna die. You just throw it away, and I can just go get my plastic tree out of storage and throw it right back in there when it's done. It's nice.
Yeah, I just think the fake ones look like shit. They are getting better, though. They are getting a lot better. Yeah, like Costco, they've got the ones where they've already built in some lights, and it's like, okay, well, throw a bunch of lights and some ornaments on that. It probably basically passes.
Is that a real squirrel in there?
I also think there's something to the fake tree if you're living in a house where you're like, well, I want a 12-foot tree, which this is not my life. But if you're going for the huge tree, I imagine going to get a fresh tree gets harder. Like, we have... I think our ceilings are 8 feet. I can't go crazy with
that's not going on top of my focus.
That's so funny. I prefer a real tree, but we do have a fake tree. I have heard, however, that the making of the fake tree is actually pretty bad for the environment.
Really?
Yeah,
all that plastic
apparently
is bad?
like significantly worse. And now, I don't know if it's just a Seattle thing, because of course it is. You can rent a Christmas tree, like a real one, and they plant it again or whatever. They like put it back somehow. I don't really understand it, but apparently that's a thing. So the environmental part is, however, we do have a fake tree and have for a while.
I like real tree in theory, like in someone else's house.
Yeah, if somebody else did it for me and then like came in and cleaned it up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If I were in a carpeted house, I'd also probably feel different because we live under huge trees anyway, and we have 2 dogs, so pine needles are just a daily routine. And hardwood floors is like, okay, I can sweep all that up, but you're vacuuming up around your tree every day. I can see where that gets.
I will say my mom still does, like, when they get a real tree, she waters it every day and does all the stuff. It doesn't seem to bother her. I mean, maybe she's been for years just writing shit down she's mad about, but she's just like, this is fine. I think she, in the same way that there's just like a feeling around the holidays and stuff, so she likes, decorating the tree and all that stuff. She doesn't have to, like, force us to do it, but I think it makes her feel a certain way. So taking care of the tree is kind of one of those things.
Yeah. It's like a chore that actually becomes kind of endearing.
I need to go water the tree. Leave me alone.
Tree means Christmas, means presents, means fun.
Yeah.
All right. Monica, back to you. When you were a kid, did you ever try to figure out what your presents were before Christmas?
I don't know. I think I did some, like, shaking, but I was very, like, I did not want to know what they were. And actually, I think this is why. My grandmother always tells a story about, because it's my dad and my uncle, right? When they were little, they kept being like, what are our gifts? What are our gifts? What'd you get us? What'd you get us? And finally, she just told them. And they were like, why'd you tell us? Like, they ruined the whole thing. And so she tells us that story. So then we never really, like, guessed, because we were like, it's going to ruin it, which I do. I still, like, I really like to wait. In fact, my wife gave me one of my gifts last night because I was going golfing today. And I was like, I don't want to open this. And she's like, but you kind of need it for tomorrow. I was like, all right, fine. But yeah, I feel like the opening of the gifts means it's over.
That's true.
So I like to wait as long as possible.
Interesting. I want to know as soon as possible.
Really? And you want to know what it is?
I was such a fucking snooper. It was crazy.
Did you ever open them early?
Oh, yeah. One year I couldn't take it anymore. I knew I got a monster truck from my brother, and I fucking opened it on, like, December 12th. It was so early, and there was not that many presents under the tree, and now there's one.
It's, like, obvious.
And my mom was like, Chris, what the fuck? Why did you do that? We have to rewrap this. We're not going to tell your brother, but you're going to have to work on your surprise phase for Christmas Day, because But yeah, I used to I did some shaking. I would size up the box, and be like, yeah, there could be a jersey in there. There's a good chance. I'd try to get the mail so I could see where shit was coming from.
Nice.
Be like, yeah, NFL shop, that's definitely for me. What was on my list that I wanted from the, so I was definitely, but I'm the same way with giving presents. I would rather give presents, I think, especially now. I just buy the stuff I want. So I'm not really looking for anything, but I love giving people presents. I think I gave Cole his first, I have given him several Christmas presents now. I think I gave him his first one in like June.
Yeah, or July. It was a very early one.
Yeah, this is for Christmas. Okay.
Yeah. I do think I got you your Christmas present before Thanksgiving this year. So I or somewhere around there. So I was close.
We do it Hanukkah style. We spread it out.
8 days throughout the year.
Yeah. What about you? Did you ever try to figure out your gifts?
I definitely did when I was younger, but I eventually adopted sort of the Monica mindset. And now I don't even try to think about what my presents will be in advance. Like, of course, the mind wanders, but Ashley the other day was like, "Oh, you don't even have any guesses." I was like, "No, I'm trying not to. I really,
I don't want to."
I know socks are coming. Like, I definitively, my sock situation is not going well.
It is different when you share finances too.
Mm-hmm.
Like what she got me yesterday, I was like, "How much was this?" Because I don't know if it was a good idea. It's been a stressful year for us. So I'm like, let's not,
go too crazy.
My
on the
mom
holidays.
it was like, don't get me anything. I just want you to be here with us, whatever. And I go, good, because I can't afford anything. I'm sorry.
I say they don't get me anything thing too, and I'm waiting for it to actually happen.
Would
and I'll be like, that's fair.
So this is not on the list, I don't think, but what was the first recession in our lives, probably even before
08?
that. 08, yeah, maybe a little bit before that. Yeah, that seems right. We started drawing names for my family, like with my uncle and my grandparents and stuff. And so you really it's $50 limit for one person. You write 3 things down, that kind of thing. So with the writing, like making a list, you kind of know what you might get, and if I'm going to get, I drew my aunt. She won't listen to this. I'm going to get one of the things on the list, but then add some, she can only drink cider now. So I'm going to go find some fun hard ciders for her. You add a little something, but you still pretty much know what, at least from that person, what you're going to get.
Yeah. You've got a limited list, right? That is a much better way to do it. My family is small. The amount of folks I got to buy gifts for is small. So it's I can go a little crazy for a couple people. But if I had bunch of siblings that have
Katie's
kids, nieces and nephews.
people.
It's I cannot afford this. I would definitely do the drawing names thing.
Yeah, we have too many people.
Yeah,
to not do that now.
Katie's family's the same way. There's a bajillion people they have to draw names. Was there ever a present that you really wanted and didn't get? For me,
I'm sure there was.
I asked for a remote control airplane every year for 10 years.
Were they he's gonna run it into the house?
And I would rank it too. I started first I started making a list.
Thing.
Yeah, it was 1 bold, circled, red, give me this fucking airplane.
I would do, and actually my stepson does this too, but I would put the amount of stars next to it about how badly I wanted it. I was like, this is a 5-star.
I made a PowerPoint one year for my parents with links, just click on this link. It's right there. Made it easy for you.
Yeah, speaking of knowing what you're getting, my brother that's his list is just links to what he and I'm like, you get that exact one, I guess, it's okay.
Easy peasy.
Nothing that I can think of. I think that for my whole life, actually, I've purchased my video game systems myself. So when I was younger, I would do chores or they'd have garage sales and I'd sell a bunch of my stuff and then save up. The first one was a Nintendo 64. I went with Nintendo. This is where this loyalty crap started, but we went with Nintendo because they saved the Mariners. They bought the Mariners to stay here. I use Bing now because they own part of the Storm and the Seahawks. It's an
dedication.
It's a problem. And then I had an Xbox, original Xbox. I bought that. I think that was always on the list, but no one ever got it for me, probably because it was too expensive. But I remember always writing those things down and never getting it, so then I just bought it myself.
Yeah. My hands are tied.
Is there one present you ever got that was the thing you wanted, it made your I got a Carmelo Anthony jersey one year. It's exactly what I fucking wanted, and I wore that thing until it literally fell apart. Love the
I
fuck
feel
out of
like
it.
there's like quite a few. I've never had a Christmas where I'm like really disappointed I never got anything that I want. You know what I mean? Like my parents are always, for some reason I very distinctly remember getting a digital camera and that being from Santa. But I knew it by then that it was.
So your parents let Santa have some of the good presents? Because my mom was like, "No, I'm getting the credit."
No,
for that
we
shit,
never.
boy."
We don't do that now. But my parents did. In fact, it was always like one bigger thing. But
Santa got everything ranked 10 and lower on my list. I think.
Grandparents buy so much shit. Like we'll send my wife's parents a list for our son, and they just buy every single thing. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Santa can't get you anything now. So I gotta like make shit up. No that's ideas. Like, yeah, I don't know, but I think like my parents do want the credit for it, so they would still get me like great. She still does. They're good gift givers, to be honest. And then when I was like 14 or 15, I told my dad it bothered me that he didn't pick anything for me, that she picked it all, and then just put his name on it. And I was like, I would like you to like think about something. So then every year since then, he gets me one gift that's just from him, and it's like very sweet, you know. Really and then he started doing it for my mom too, because I do think guys, especially, you know, he's a boomer technically, it's like, I don't know, I'm here, I'm I'm a good dad, which he is, but it's like you could like put a little, and then he just started doing it, and
it's
great.
Very, very
but
cute. Wow, wholesome as hell. That was the most wholesome thing I think that's ever been on the show.
Well, and then to not be like, don't fucking judge me, you know, like I don't know what your mom's doing, to just be like, oh yeah. I can do that, you know, like, sure.
So
I'll
what?
get you one thing.
What do you want?
Yeah, that's what my mom does. It's always like, I want the exact thing listed that you want. And it's like, Mom, you know, we can buy stuff that's thoughtful, but like,
oh my gosh, spend
less money and like just come up with something. We will appreciate it more, because I giving you like a link to an Amazon like crisp PowerPoint style is not.
Exactly. I like being surprised, and like I feel like my grandparents are good about that, being like, I thought you would like this, and I got it. And my grandma's one of those people who's like, you can take it back if you don't like it, like I can't tell. And I'm not a big emote person. I'm like, oh, I really like it, you know. And she's like, you don't like it. And I'm like, I do. You've known me for 33 years, you know this is how I respond to things. I really like this gift.
You ever re-gift?
Yeah, but usually with doubles.
Smart.
Like if we asked for, you know, whatever, and
there's never been something that was
or something,
just so
then you
not you that you were like.
I mean, I've definitely had clothes that way. Buying clothes for other people is, especially when it's not like a jersey or something, you know, like buying a sweater or something for someone and trying to decide their style or if they would be comfortable in it, I think is really difficult. And so I've definitely really not liked some of the things, and then maybe felt bad bringing it back. I don't think I ever regifted it, but I definitely like
returned
never
it
wore
or something.
it, you know? Yeah, like just let it sit in the closet for years. Like,
I remember getting like socks and shit. Not even like socks that you would just like wear around. Not like random weird.
What are you doing with
decorative
socks?
like the socks Cole wears, for example.
Oh, like Christmas
that's
socks
the
or something.
Yeah, that's the type of socks you might get. Like just regular everyday socks. I'll use that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wear socks like that. I don't have his style.
Lack thereof.
And I remember like being like 6 and getting something that and being like, why are my grandparents so into socks? Why do they want me to have these?
Yeah.
So weird.
Did you re-gift those though as a young child?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get rid of it. And I was like, well, my grandparents got this for me. I can't throw it away. So I held on to it for literally years and then gave it to somebody else.
I actually don't mind getting like socks. I mean, Christmas socks. I'm excited about Christmas socks because I like wearing them. But that stuff like socks, sports bras were huge when I was in like high school and college because they're expensive and I like Nike and, you know, like so I always wanted to get sports bras. And then my grandpa, I have a very weird family, but at one point when we were teenagers, he just decided that like grandparents always give their grandchildren underwear. I was like, I don't think that's a thing. And you have never done that before. So I don't understand. And then he just started getting all three of them. We have 3 cousins and he just started getting all 3 of us underwear like every year. which is fine because I still wear them. It's not like I'm like, thanks, Grandpa, as I put them on. But I like, like, just I was like, I don't think that's a thing, but I'll take them.
Yeah, I missed that Good Morning America segment. Like the latest trend.
The grandparent Christmas underwear.
That's a good tradition, though. I like that one.
I think people don't buy underwear for themselves as frequently as we probably should. And so if somebody else, you're like, oh, these are kind of nice, actually.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
I realized today I'm down to 3 pairs of underwear.
Okay,
so I now need like a very consistent laundry cycle or I'm in some trouble.
That's
you're going to want to address that. You want to get at least both hands worth of
Well,
underwear.
I started like, if I could put my fist through this hole, I probably need to throw these out.
You started doing that before you're like, I can see you.
I don't notice
great.
it. My dick's covered. I'm good to go.
That's the only thing that's covered. Everything else.
Put my fist through it, meaning like, it's just tennis ball sized. It's fine.
Yeah,
Keep rolling with that.
Bad. Yeah.
I know the hole is in the crotch, but I'm also imagining this for some reason just being on like one butt cheek. Like
that's what I was thinking too. For some reason, yeah. It's just a lot of wear and tear on this one side for some reason. Oh God.
All right. When opening presents in a group, do you go all at once or one at a time? Chris, I think it's your turn to start on this.
One at a time.
For the whole thing?
Everybody going crazy is madness. Like, I don't know. I want to see somebody's reaction to what I got them.
That's fair.
And I think everybody does. Well, I've only been in a situation where everybody's just opening their presents at the same time once. And I was so stressed out. There's no order.
You're like,
just
I can't
absolute
see what's going
chaos.
On. Yeah.
It's like a Wall Street trading floor or something. Like, shit, there's movement everywhere.
Right.
It's fucking paper all
To me,
over.
it just seems like a party in the 80s where it was like, is anybody even enjoying their time? Or are they just railing as much Coke as possible? And then
I don't remember anything that happened.
Yeah, it's over, but that was awesome.
We do. I have a very specific. This is the problem with me and Christmas. I have like very specific things that I need to happen for it to be like, I don't know.
Otherwise, it's not Christmas.
Yeah, somebody was asking me about the special the other day, and they're like, "Why did you like? Is there someone in your family that really likes Christmas and like your grandma or something?" And I was like, "No, it's me." Like I like kind of force everyone. They're into it, but I'm the one that's like, we have to do Christmas Eve here and Christmas here, and we go at this time, and I do this every. Like, there's something about the consistency. Maybe because the rest of my life is inconsistent as a performer. It's different places and stuff all the time. So knowing that this is going to happen, maybe.
Yeah.
But so even for the gifts, I play Santa. And we make sure everyone has one gift first.
Yeah.
And then open them at the same time. And then from there we can go, and you can go as fast
well,
or slow
that's
as
some
you want.
order to
But
it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we do. But we, everybody gets one first, and then you kind of fairly quickly go around the, What about you? Chaos or?
No, we don't do the chaos, but there have been some times, like now, in Ashley's family, there's more little kids, and there's just more people around.
You can't
where it's
really
like,
make little kids wait either.
Yeah, and there's
Right.
it also just the more people, and they get so many gifts where it's like, all right, if we actually round robin this, it's going to take us like 3 fucking hours.
Yeah.
So totally advocate for, I want to see what everyone got, but there have been some times where it's like, just let it rip, kids, or at least just turn the kids loose
Well,
to
and
do
I think
whatever.
they're starting to notice. I don't know how little those ones are, but we have 10-year-old.
Yeah, these are all between like
now
6 and
he's
10.
noticing that like if he rips through them, then he's out. And everyone else is still opening gifts, and he's like, "Well, where?" And you're like, "Well, you got more than everyone
already
else."
had 12.
So
We're on 3.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe savor it a little bit, And so
we're
now I
ripping
think
at
he's
100
slowing down a
miles
bit. But yeah.
How do you get rid of this? Is a random question, but I feel like you'll have a specific answer because you've been very specific. Do you have? Is your dad the wrapping paper person? My dad always holds a garbage bag.
To clean it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's the backboard frequently.
Yes. So my mom will always get the bag out, and then he will clean it up every time.
Yeah.
Like it's always like, and it's like halfway through, I feel like they start like it's like a spidey sense or something where they're like, there's too much on the floor, so they start cleaning before they're like done opening.
It's a very
the gifts
dad task.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like this is one of the things I can actually accomplish.
Right. I know my way around a garbage
I'm just
bag.
thinking like this is Kendall's first Christmas with. It kind of happened. We just celebrated her first birthday, and so it kind of happened with that, where she had some presents, and she was kind of like ripping through it a little bit. But yeah, it was me. It was like something kicked in. I didn't know when she was born. I was going to be pissed about wrapping paper being strewn
That's
about.
hilarious.
This has got to be in a fucking bag,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh, that's true. Because my dad eventually, every single time without fail, will go, "Hey, there's a bag here. If you guys want to put them in there," like point to, you get it in the bag.
I think I might be better at shooting wrapping paper than free throws. Honestly,
I'm shooting more wrapping paper than free throws these days.
Fair, yeah.
I don't know the last time I've
Fair.
stepped up to the line to embarrass myself.
I'm saying like Ray Allen type of like I'm good with a wrapping paper ball.
Oh, I was more talking shit about my free throw game being Ben Wallace-esque. When should Christmas decorations be taken down? Monica, this one's for you.
Technically never, but so half of our Christmas lights actually stay up all year round. It's the white ones. Like I use them as the porch light.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it's just white, though. It's not like multicolor everywhere. And then we plug more in for the bushes and stuff at this time. So indoors, though, I think January is an appropriate
so you're saying you
time.
separate the whites and the colors?
I do. It's very segregated, our Christmas lights. So one of our first dance songs at our wedding, we had 4, was Lover by Taylor Swift, which at some point she says we can leave the Christmas lights up till January. And every time that comes on, I go, that's not that fucking long. Like, that's like a week
6
longer.
days.
Yeah, I'm like, way to be flexible there, Tay. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, we leave them up till June. if
I'm
I
with
want
her
to.
on that. I feel like the day it should be taken down is January 1st. But I also recognize we're all too hungover to do that.
Yeah, that's
And so I'll give you until like the 10th, and then should probably be
Okay.
sorted out. When I see somebody's Christmas tree up in like February, I'm like, bro, you gotta let it go.
Yeah, that's a
Got
little
to
bit
let
too
it
much.
go.
And I really do like, but it's not the same feeling. At that point, it's like, it's a stressor. I think like, oh, this fucking Christmas tree's still up. I don't know. I know some people who do like, they just change the lights and stuff on it for the season. So it'd be like a Halloween tree or like, 4th of July tree or whatever. So they just leave it up all the time. I think that's weird. I think the tree is weird.
Yeah.
Lights in general, twinkle lights or whatever in your backyard, that's fine. We have those like bigger bulb.
As long as it's not
terrace
like that
lights or
huge
whatever.
plastic Santa or something.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. I have a blow up Christmas tree that's like, that can't be out there any later than.
Can't be out in June.
Yeah, I agree with the. I try by January 1st, probably 2 weeks. But Halloween, I'm actually more concerned with getting shit down because it's like, this is really weird stuff to have up. Like deep into November.
Yeah.
So I worry more about like, you can't have the cobwebs on
Who
your
likes
trees.
bats this much?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then it's just kind of creepy.
Whereas a lot of the Christmas stuff, like you're talking about with the white lights, it's more fun. It can kind of work for some other stuff. But the 8-foot Santa, that ain't working.
It's so funny with Halloween and Thanksgiving both, because Katie's got all the decorations, right? But she also hates taking the decorations down. I think she actually likes it because of how much she hates it. She takes them down prematurely. The Halloween decorations were down on Halloween.
Yeah.
Like the trick-or-treaters aren't even done. Do you want to let them finish?
Yeah. She's like, close the windows. They can't know we're here.
Yeah. I don't have any like say over the inside of the house. Like that's all Aaron. And so then I'll come home and there's just like, we have more little Christmas trees of varying heights than I've ever seen in a Target. Like just all over
How many
every
per
shelf.
room on average would you say?
We really only decorate kind of our living. We have a 2-story house, but the top story is just our room. It's like a half story.
Oh, okay.
And so the living area and kind of the kitchen area is pretty much all we decorate. In that, like on our mantle and the tables and stuff, I think we have 40 Christmas trees.
Wow.
Like
that
it's
is
not,
impressive.
it's a lot. And they're all like different colors and shapes and stuff. And which is so funny because when we met, she was like, I hate Christmas. I don't like
Whoa.
it, whatever. And now
Who hurt you?
I'm like, can you please stop buying Christmas trees? Like, I don't know. We're going to run out of space.
This is your fault?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
do
have
think
them
it
down
was-
by
I
January.
did, yes.
I do think it was like a trend, or maybe it was just more people in my life at a certain point where it was like cool to shit on Christmas. Because
There
hating
was-
things that
yeah.
are fun is,
Yeah.
it's a great time.
She's
but-
more of a Halloween person in general. So we
That's
do
valid.
have a lot of Halloween
Spooky
decorations and stuff too. But I think, because we have different Thanksgiving decorations too. So that area is always kind of rotating, especially during this fall winter season.
Yeah.
Rotating decorations. And I think she just likes to decorate, maybe. But
Katie's like that with the trees. She's like that with those gnomes that don't have eyes. I fucking hate them. I'm like, what is so cute about them not having a full face?
Pull your hat up. Jesus Christ.
Okay, last of the Tinderella questions. Favorite winter beverage?
Ooh.
This may lead to some conflict because I am very pro eggnog. It was kind of I got in a full-on argument with somebody about eggnog. I didn't even
think of eggnog when I read that question earlier.
What did you think of? Gin and tonic? Because that's my other one.
Gin was high on my list.
I drink gin all year round now, so there you go. But maybe that's why, because it does. It's kind of Christmassy. My original thought was like hot cider. That's what we end up put a little whiskey in there or whatever.
Good idea.
It's very nice. The other thing, like, I love a winter ale. I loved Snowcap, which is a pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
I can't find any. I don't know if they're not making it anymore. But then there's like this. I don't even know if it's Deschutes or somebody, but that Jubal Ale or something.
Yeah.
Like I like all those kind of darker. And I normally don't. I'm not drinking like stouts or whatever normally. Yeah. But for some reason, I like a winter ale.
Heavy beer for the cold weather it can be nice.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, if it's not a hot drink like a cider or something, then I like a winter ale.
I always got eggnog. Always, like, as soon as December 1 hits, I'm like, there's a thing of eggnog in the fridge.
I don't like
I'll
a
wake
thick
up
beverage.
in the middle of the night, have a little swig, get back to my life.
Just a little sugary hollandaise sauce for you.
Christmas time.
That is what it. Ugh.
I am such a bitch for all the Starbucks seasonal.
Oh, you like a cinnamon caramel swirl
like,
or whatever.
I only get like 3 a year
Peppermint.
Because I can't re-diabetes. I had enough fun with it the first time, but yeah, peppermint mocha. Huge fan.
Okay.
And then like the pumpkin spice latte, and I'll get a few of those on Thanksgiving. I know the reputation it has. I ain't scared.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, that's a good, like a peppermint mocha, something like that. That's very Christmassy, I think.
Yeah. And it's also speaking of things you can throw a little whiskey in or
right, yeah.
whatever. It's that's
most holiday drinks you can just put more booze in, which I think is great.
It's all very sweet and
Obviously, I spent this whole year over analyzing the holiday season because that's I forced myself to write jokes about it. It wasn't that hard to force.
I was already thinking about it a lot.
But it's during such a dark, cold time of year that I think a lot of, because all winter holidays are like festival of lights and like brightness over darkness, like that's like the reason it is. And so everyone is just like, here's something joyful or good, because everything is dark and it sucks. And so I feel like every drink during the holidays is like, here, have this. Quit thinking about how cold it is. This will make you warm, like.
You know what? I got macaroni at dinner last night. I never do that, ever. I literally.
Wait, like out?
Yeah, like we went out and this place had mac and cheese, and I probably haven't done that in 10 years. But I was like, my tummy would be all warm. Getting mac and cheese, baby. It was one of those situations, too, where it was just me, Katie, and Kendall. And the server looked at me and was like, this guy's definitely getting the chicken sandwich, not the mac and cheese.
Right,
so
get a steak or something.
Switched up the dishes. And I had to be like, oh, no.
The baby's eating the chicken sandwich.
That's. I mean, so normally when I drink whiskey now, I get heartburn like right away.
Yeah,
which is
comes with age.
It's sad. Which is why I drink gin most of the time now. But during the holidays, I'll still do it because that heartburn is still heating up my some source of heat. That's nice.
All right. Oops, sorry. I lost my spot here.
I was hoping to get in on another one of these, but there's no.
No, go crazy. There you go.
Oh no,
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I still have half left.
Chris, you had written this one down. Presents being still in the mail.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things. I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but
you say it's still in the mail.
Yeah, anytime. There's one time I legitimately forgot to get somebody a present and didn't realize it until the day of. So I didn't have anything. I was like, Amazon. Still in the mail.
So I was busy during this time.
Sorry about that. And then I looked at whatever other presents they got and kind of watched their reaction. I was like, okay, I think I know what to get them now. It's actually,
see what they didn't get.
It's actually kind of a good game plan.
That's hilarious.
But, that's.
No, I've definitely done that.
That's my favorite. When people say it to me, And they were like, "Oh yeah, it's
You
in the
just
mail."
think
I'm
it's
like,
bullshit.
"Okay,
Yeah, sure.
yeah."
Yeah, Santa Claus has it. Yeah.
No, I've definitely done. And usually it's because I can't afford it until closer to the time. So either I have to buy it afterwards, or I really did order it, but I ordered it too late.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I know for sure there's one gift I got for my brother that's not going to show up on time because he wears tracksuits, and his favorite company is based out of Ukraine. And shockingly, yeah,
A little
turns
slow
out
to
the
get from the
Eastern-
Ukraine right now. Yeah.
Turns out the Eastern Europeans are wearing tracksuits, and getting things out of Kiev is not easy.
Yeah. That's amazing. And
that'll
such a
show
weird
up.
gift.
That'll show up in Q2 2024
Sure
probably.
is.
I might need to start wearing tracksuits now that I'm thinking about it. Got this bald head thing. I already look kind of Russian. Might as well lean into it.
If you're wearing a tracksuit, though, you're either like a retiree or like a boxing coach or
I look like I used to
an
be a
Irish
boxing coach.
national.
Yeah, you could have been. Yeah.
An Irish national.
Somebody's moonlighting from there. I'm not fighting for the Protestants today. It's a tracksuit day. I meant to say for the Catholics. Sorry, guys. Headlines. Chris, did you want to present this, or should I just
go for it.
Okay. Wisconsin man throws beer bottle at bartender after she changed Black Sabbath to Christmas music.
Thoughts
Does
on
it
that?
say what bar it's in?
It's,
I
feel like
it's
I've
in
been to this bar.
Chicago.
Okay.
It's in Madison, Wisconsin, actually.
Oh, okay. This was NBC Chicago.
So Madison is a little. That's like the one place in Wisconsin I would not expect this to happen in.
Yeah, it seems like
The rest
we'd
of
be
the
okay
state, 100%. I believe that.
It's called the Farm Tavern Bar.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going there. No, I have a bit in the special about there's a bar in Appleton that's a Christmas themed bar, and
Not surprising.
I was so excited about it, and they told me about it in advance because they knew I love Christmas, and so we go after the shows, and I'm like, it's April though. I'm like, oh my gosh, I go to the jukebox and put on Christmas music. They're fucking furious. Everyone was so fucking mad, and I was like, it's a Christmas bar.
Yeah.
Oh god.
You tell that fucking Santa Claus on the wall that
Yeah.
we shouldn't be listening.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you just. I don't even know. You get tired of it, so then you're angry.
Does it
and
say
they're
what time of
drinking
year
a
it was?
lot.
It does not.
Yeah, if
Because
it's right now, I guess.
if it's before Thanksgiving, I think she deserved it.
So it says it was it was published December 28th, 2015, and that's an interesting one because it
damn.
indicates maybe this was played on the 26th and somebody was like, the holiday is
over."
over.
Yeah. This man
And
saw
I'm
too
sad
much
about
family.
it.
Either that or he was
I
fine
like
with
that the
Christmas
other option
music
is Black Sabbath, though. That's a
It was
like
more about
the
It was
opposite.
more about the,
turning off my Sabbath.
was
Yeah.
in this bar.
One time I was at the Up and Up in Ballard and there were only 2 tables full of people and somebody skipped the Touch Tunes line and we just hear a yell from the other table, "Who the fuck turned off my Bob Seger?" Don't mess with the Silver Bullet Band, man. You know, this is
I would
your
be
fault.
pretty pissed if I was in the middle of Iron Man and Mariah Carey came on.
I think that song pisses somebody off no matter what. All I Want for Christmas.
It's
is
annoying.
When it
It's-
starts, people are like, oh, fuck. Even if
Yeah.
you like it, I think eventually.
Everybody liked it at one point.
I still like it, of course.
Yeah, I still
but
like it. I only have a couple.
I think it goes in waves. Like
So
everybody's like,
much.
oh, we hate it. And then she's
Well-
just going to keep doing it. Good for her.
Yeah.
That is my absolute. I mean, obviously, Mariah Carey already doing great. But my ultimate goal would to be just to have a popular Christmas thing that just comes back once a year, and you're
For
like, it's
sweet
good.
royalty check.
Yeah, whatever Christmas, Elf or whatever. Like you just
wanna
have
be
one
to
Christmas thing.
comedy what
Yeah.
Mariah Carey is to Christmas music.
Exactly. And I'm like, what if I do a special that no one else has done, so I can't
I was
compete with
thinking
anyone?
it's
But
a good idea. Are you trying to sell it to Netflix or?
no, that wasn't really the goal. Mostly because it needed to come out so quickly. With the audio, though, I haven't been like, oh, I'll put it out as an album, and so maybe next year that would
Yeah.
be like, because you didn't bring it back and kind of bring
Yeah,
attention back to it. The problem is like people need to watch it in that time. I mean, I'm sure somebody will watch it in April, but not like a lot of
Right.
people will be into it.
Yeah.
So you have to concentrate at this point. I mean, yeah, I wanted to own it. That was a big part of it. So I didn't intend to be like, oh, we'll shop it around.
Right,
Mostly
yeah.
because it wouldn't, if we did, it would have to come out all the way next year, and I don't want to do that. So
Yeah.
But you could watch it every year.
Yeah.
And Monica, where could we watch that again?
YouTube. Monica Nevi YouTube. It's free. Unless you're a YouTube member, which you should be.
I watch so much YouTube and don't pay for it yet. It's about time. Because I'm skipping an ad every about 9 seconds now.
I know. Just skip the ads. Who cares?
Just use the second lunch YouTube.
Do you understand how insanely keyed in my algorithm is? Okay,
you're not willing to give it up.
That shit is nails. It is giving me like my specific history videos and then like dumbass fight shit. That's fantastic. Okay, I know we've got like 10 minutes left. So, family traditions. Y'all have any family traditions around the holidays?
You go.
I mean, yeah, we have a lot.
Ours is basically getting drunk.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
I think is everybody.
American tradition.
Christmas morning, I wake up early. I always make pancakes, and they like are in the shape of snowmen or whatever. Call my grandparents; they can come over early if they want. The one thing we've started to do that I'm actually like, I think people should do this. We do what's called a cousin's gift. So it's me and my 2 other cousins. And instead of like, because for a while we were like, oh, I still want to get you a gift, whatever, but don't want to spend money on it. So you have to just find something in your room or your house and gift it to the other 2. And it is so ridiculous every time. And it's so fun because like, it's been really fun. But we have to, of course we give them to him and go, that's cousin's gift. Like you have to know that that's what it is. But it's like, for some reason it's still better than, because you try to fuck with each other and then they'll open it and be like, oh wow, this is great, I got a
lot of olive oil.
Ichiro bobblehead doll that was like
shit.
but like the card was ripped out of it, and so like all that stuff. I was like, I'm actually like kind of excited about this. You like try to fuck with them. My cousin gave me like salt and pepper shakers that were like, one was a taxi and one was the Empire State Building, like New York. But Erin like lived in New York and she's like, these are great. Like we like have them on our thing. It's like so silly, and it doesn't. Hypothetically doesn't cost anybody anything. Yeah, I love it. We have like we do a cousin's walk every holiday, which is when we leave because everything is stressful. We just go on a walk by ourselves and then put a beer in the mailbox somewhere, and then as you come back you get it out, stuff like that. It's a good deal. I'm trying to think of,
do you open all your presents Christmas Day, or you do any Christmas Eve?
We used to do one Christmas Eve, but I think with the same feeling of like it's going to be over, I didn't want to keep doing that, so we don't.
We do sibling gifts on Christmas Eve, so like me and my brother and my sister will do each other's gifts, and our parents will give us one. But when we were younger, we basically opened, because my mom's like me in terms of like, we're all really excited to open presents, and she's really excited to give presents, and so we would just end up opening all the presents from my parents and grandparents and stuff like that. And then the next day, like, she also went nuts on Santa's behalf, and so there was still stuff to do the next day. But yeah, in terms of traditions for us, that's pretty much it. We used to, Christmas Eve every year, we used to go see A Christmas Carol at the ACT Theater. And then...
Weird.
Really? Did you?
Not on Christmas Eve, but we would go once a year with my grandparents and my cousin, and we would see it at that exact show, which I actually was thinking about bringing my son to this year because we have my grandparents are old, but it's like in a round, so it's like it's a different experience. It's really cool. That's funny that because I like tell people about it all the time, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing."
It's really cool.
That's so funny that
one year when I was like 5, we were sitting by a little like tunnel where the actors
scary
come
though.
out,
Yeah.
And I had gum in my mouth, and I peered over the side with my mouth open, and the gum fell in one of the actors' wigs. And so Scrooge or whoever the fuck it was just had bubble gum, double bubble blast in his hair while he's giving some.
Well, of course, a child's not going to have some discreet single Trident piece. You've got like a wad of bubble gum cotton
bright
candy.
Pink.
Yeah, like fucking Randy Johnson spit this thing out. This thing's the size of a softball. That's fantastic.
I also wanted Tiny Tim to come home with us because I wanted him to come over and play. Felt bad for him.
He made it. Come play with us.
What do you think your ghost of Christmas future would look like? What's that person going to be? Mine's going to be dead.
Yeah, technically they're I think I see her all the time. She's at a show, she's in the park, whatever. I do think she's actually because of my mom. I think she's figured it out a little bit. You know, like my mom started doing marathons when she was like 54.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so I see these older ladies at the park that are like still, and I'm like, that could be. I'm already here. You know, like that could be me. That's what I would hope, but we'll see how it all shakes out. I don't think that lady was a stand-up comedian though, so I don't know if that toll's gonna take on my body and stuff. But
God, I hate speed walking in Louisville.
they don't have sidewalks. The South really lacking sidewalks. It turns out
very
and
hostile towards
Side
pedestrians.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you've ever tried to walk around in,
running
like,
across the
Houston.
street. Yeah.
Should we do some This Week in History and wrap up?
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of these aren't really Christmas, but we'll go for it. Okay, December 8th, 887. This is a while ago. Louis the Stammerer, who is the son of... Who was
What's his name? It's like Charles the Fat.
Charles the Fat. So actually, in this case, it's not Charles the Fat. Louis the Stammerer was the son of Charles the Bald, and was crowned king of the West Frankish Kingdom.
The Bald.
Do you think we can return to an era where we insult our political leaders as part of their actual name?
Hey, Trump brought it back.
Would love
Sleepy
it.
Joe, like something like that.
Joe the Sleepy. Yeah, like I don't know.
Joe's the sleep. That's what I love about it. Was like
he's the one.
Charles
like
the Bald
titular-
was so bald. He was the bald.
The baldest guy in the world. Impossibly bald.
It would be. It'd be fun.
All bald shall bow before him.
Louis the Stammerer too. Like
That's pretty specific.
Yeah, like you could be bald or fat, and that could be not necessarily.
That's
like
so
you're
fucked
trying
up,
to like.
though.
You have to
Like,
know their
what if he's
name.
Louis the
Who's
autistic?
Chris
Like,
the
fuck
Bald
off.
versus yeah.
That's such a dick move.
Turns
I
out
mean, what?
It's a
Yeah,
disability.
Tammy the kind of a bitch. Like, it's not.
Turns out speech therapy during the Dark Ages wasn't great.
Yeah. They're just like he stammers. That's it. We're not fixing it.
The Grinch.
Yeah, it turns out when you're fucked up back then, you're just fucked up forever now. There's no cure. You just enjoy the rest of
What
your
was his
stammering
name?
life.
Sorry.
This was Louis the Stammerer.
Lewis. He's like, I'm Lewis the stammerer. Like that's
All right, December 8th, 2013, Metallica performs a show in Antarctica, making them the first band to perform on all 7 continents. What's your preferred method for harming wildlife?
Forcing them to listen to Metallica.
fake
Fuck me.
Christmas trees. God, I think flying. That's my worst thing. I feel so bad every time I'm in an airplane, which is often.
At least it's you and 100 other folks.
Yeah.
You don't have to take that.
I'm
whole
just
bullet
unfortunately convinced that I have done most of the things I can do to help the environment, and I'm not a big corporation or a big thing that can actually make a difference by changing things.
Yeah.
Not that I'm making it, I'm like, well, fuck it, then I'm just going to throw this trash outside. But
I do really need to go tell Joe. So.
It is daunting to be like,
I
well,
have to
fuck,
drink
here we are again. There's my chemtrail. I don't know what to
I have to drink soda out of a soggy straw just so that some asshole can pour chemicals into the Cuyahoga
But
River.
for real,
Are
though.
you serious?
I know that didn't change any. Like, I pay 8 cents for a bag or whatever, and
Yeah.
I'm like, this doesn't.
Well, that makes it
Yeah.
better.
As that company,
If you pay for the bag, it doesn't affect the
I
environment.
mean, I feel fine about it, but
I'm giving 8 cents to a fucking grocery store that probably owns a beryllium mine
right,
or
they're
some
like, you have to
shit.
pay for these bags, but they are thicker now, so you can. We're using more plastic to make these.
They're really good for bathroom trash liners.
Yeah.
so.
Do you want a bag? Oh, well, yeah. I know.
No, I'll carry this all.
All right, I'm going to do the last question here, and we are going to jump ahead a little in time for This Week in History for the Christmas spirit. So, December 25th, 1826, the Eggnog Riot at the United States Military Academy.
It sounds like something you started.
Eggnog,
Eggnog riot.
No, fuck you, dude. It's eggs are gross, dude.
Fuck me, no fucking you. Oh, yeah. Fucking brilliant there. Do you have any drunken holiday stories to share?
Ooh.
The Eggnog Riot, basically everyone got too shit-faced.
Didn't you have a joke about that? Or this is just a story you told me?
Well,
Where you woke up under the Christmas tree?
oh yeah. So we were playing catchphrase, and you know what catchphrase is, right?
Yeah.
There's like a
Scream
timer
at
and
each
you
other
gotta-
game.
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
And so if it buzzed on you, then you had to take a shot. But my grandma was like, I'm not taking shots. But my family was not letting it go. She either had to take the shots or somebody had to take them on her behalf. And so that turned
That
into
was
me.
you.
But it kept fucking buzzing on her because she's an old lady and she's not good at catchphrase. And she would get stressed out with the fucking time. So it kept buzzing on her.
Or at least she was doing
so
a
I was
great job
taking
Right,
all-
she's like,
pretending.
oh, I don't know.
I was
Sorry,
taking all
Chris.
her shots. And so I'm getting worse at the game because I'm fucking hammered.
So then you're getting
I'm
more
having to
shots
take
too.
also my shots.
We call that a negative feedback loop.
Yeah. I call it a bottle of Fireball
Okay, yeah.
and waking up under the Christmas tree. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That was the worst present my parents ever got.
That I have one quick Mike story on this front. My dad, he loves to like start Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner basically the night before. He's like got the giblets going or whatever. And I woke up at 3 a.m. to this sound. I was not knowing what that meant. I woke up in
Santa?
Did Santa just come?
Yeah, did it just fall off the roof?
so I hear this and I think my dad's dying of a heart attack because I woke up. This was like
Fair.
3 I
Yeah.
had no idea. What had actually happened was he was taking a really hammered shower at like 3 a.m. and slipped and cracked his ribs on the side of the tub.
God.
Oh.
So we get him into bed. He didn't even know what had happened. But then I
Horrible.
wake up and the turkey is out and it's been out for an
All night?
unknown
Oh,
period. So I'm like, okay, like I'll figure this out. My dad is usually very good with the holiday dinner, but this one got away from him. So I get it back in the
He's
oven.
like, I
I'm
got
like,
a shower.
I've never
dirty.
been drunk and thought I needed to take a shower.
I
I'll
have
just
many,
say
many
that.
times. So this actually makes a lot of sense to me. And I'm surprised I have not fallen.
I think I've
But
taken one drunk shower in my life and I sat.
it
during
was like a thing. Like I would do it at parties. Like I would be like, I'm just gonna be in the bathroom for a while. Just a stranger's house I hadn't been to, just taking a shower. Like
This is weird shampoo.
It-
Interesting
yeah.
choice.
I wake him up in the morning and he's very hurt. And I'm like, so when did you take the turkey out? He doesn't remember. But he does remember, like, well, I already cooked it for 2 hours. And I was like, Dad, it's not like
why?
progress in a video game where you can, like, resume
Just
where
go
you
back,
left
yeah.
off.
There's a checkpoint there on the turkey.
Exactly. Like, all right, I guess I'm going to cook this from the start. And we did, I cooked it and had it, you know, it was properly cooked. But because he had, like, blanched it in his weird way, like cooked it for 2 hours and taken it out, all the bones inside of the turkey just like exploded.
Oh,
Like it didn't
came out
actually.
like the Christmas
Maybe they fell
Vacation
in the
turkey.
shower.
Yeah,
That's not
This turkey's ribs like real fucked up from the Jack Daniels.
That would be funny
I
if
love
you took
turkey
the
ribs.
turkey with him into the shower.
it.
got a little
was
too dry.
dirty.
Family tradition. Yeah, that's the one. And my brother was also when we heard the noise, we were both running around the house because we didn't know where the noise came from. So I like ran downstairs, like probably shirtless. Like, Dad, where are you? In the bathroom.
Coughing up blood with his dick out. Great. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dad. Merry Christmas.
Not the first time.
There was a period of my life where when I would get up to make the pancakes, I was like, well, it's Christmas, we should start drinking now. And it's 6 a.m. You know, like that was never a good idea. And then by 8:30, I'm like, passed out. But I specifically, and I want to preface this with, my aunt is doing great. She's
Only drink cider.
doing
now,
fine.
but
Yeah.
she's doing great.
It was Thanksgiving, and I remember there was like less people there than normal. And at some point, my aunt was drunk enough to be like, let's get in the pool. We're going swimming.
November.
We're going swimming, which I am from Renton. I am not. This was an above ground, not heated pool. Like it was, you know, like, yeah, come on. And I don't know why. What are you going to argue with her? So then we let her get in there, but she kept, like, no one else got in with her, obviously. This is crazy. And she's like trying to get, I don't know if you've ever seen a drunk person try to get on a floaty, which I'm like, floaties are for when it's hot and you want to be out of the, you know, like, I don't know what let me get wet and then put myself in
Let
the
me get
air.
wet and then frostbite.
Yeah, exactly. And I just very distinctly remember her being like, Monica, "Get in here, you chicken shit! You're being a chicken shit! Get in here!" And I'm like, "No." And I do remember, and I go, "You can keep calling me that. I'm not gonna get in the pool.
Yeah.
Like, please stop."
That word is not the magic
Yeah.
key to get Monica.
And then she, we'll say, went to sleep. Mid-clothing change.
Oh, yeah.
Michael came in and he goes, "She got her pants on, but that's it."
1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Well, at that point, you go, "Just let her sleep. Like, that's not. Don't wake her up." That's
Yeah.
I like that pancakes are part of your tradition. We eat we call them sticky buns, but I guess like traditionally more like monkey bread.
Okay.
That's Christmas. If that's not there Christmas morning, there's going to be a fucking riot.
It's the weirdest thing is I don't really love a sweet thing in general or a sweet breakfast. So I do
What are you
make
putting
the
on your
pancakes.
pancakes?
I don't know. I'm like, I'm gonna make some sausage and eggs to smother these pancakes in. So I don't really like eat them. And
You
I'm like
just make 'em
putting
for
like
other folks?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty cute.
That's the easiest thing to turn into a snowman-shaped food.
Gotta make
It
sure
is,
my
and then you
people are
put
fed.
you put some chocolate chips or an M&M or something, make some eyes
Yeah.
in it. Yeah, I do that, which just makes it
Don't have to
more
do
sweet.
that.
So I don't. Not gonna eat
Not eating this. Ugh.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, I
good
think
to-
that's our episode.
That is our episode. Thanks again, Monica. Where can people find you? Instagram, Facebook.
Just where the holiday spirit is.
Yeah.
Most everything is just my name, Monica Nevi, at Monica Nevi on Instagram and all that stuff. My website is currently monicanevicomedy.com. So, and I actually just yesterday announced the first part of the 2024 tour. So all the way through March, there's a lot of tickets available.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so you can check that out, and then subscribe to my YouTube so you can see when the special comes out.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
You can also find all our episodes on YouTube if you prefer to watch rather than listen. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Second Lunch Pod. Thanks again, Monica, for coming on.
thank
Merry
you for having me.
holidays,
I love it.
everybody. Happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Bucks and Six.
Bucks and 6.